ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
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 श्रीमद् भगवद गीता
श्रीमद्
की
भगवद गीता की
जय।
जय।
Okay. So I'll share my screen. Okay. So I need to get this enabled, I think, somewhere. Host disabled. Participant screen sharing.
It's not coming.
I'll try again. Yeah, it says host disabled participant sharing, screen sharing.
Try now, Prabhuji.
Sure. Yeah, it's working now. All right. Okay. I'll just go a couple of verses back. 2.65. If you remember, we discussed prasade sarva dukkhana hani rasyopajayate prasanna chetaso hyashu buddhihi paryavatishtate. That is, that when you receive the mercy of the Lord, He is satisfied, So on achievement of the mercy of the Lord, the material miseries exist no longer. In such satisfied consciousness, one's intelligence is soon well established. So see how beautifully verse has been put. To understand the intelligence, you have to understand the mercy of the Lord. And you understand the mercy of the Lord, you'll understand that how you actually deal with the pain automatically, with the intelligence given to you, which is the mercy of the Lord. So it is like, I would say, the intelligence is a gift from the Lord. If you think about it, basically, generally we don't know how to come out of a situation, unless and until we have intelligence. If we have the right direction, correct. So we go to certain people or someone or something, some past even historical events or something, to come out of the situation we are in if it is difficult. Correct. We analyze how to come out of a difficult situation. But what this verse says, that when we receive the mercy of the Lord, then the intelligence is established. Because when we receive the prasad, which is the mercy of the Lord, when we receive that reciprocation from the Lord, so what is that reciprocation?
Either sukha or pain.
No,
Or
that is not the reciprocation. Reciprocation is the direction given to you. So the Lord will not give you dukha or sukha. Your karmas will give you sukha or dukha. But to deal with it, that direction is given by your intelligence, which is actually directed by the Lord. Now, to understand this, you can read the verse, chapter 1861. Can you please open that? To understand this concept. 1861. Chapter 18, verse 61. That verse will validate what we are trying to understand.
Yep.
Are you both on that page?
Yep. Ishvara Sarva
Ishvara Sarva
Bhutanam.
Bhutanam.
Ishwar Sarva Bhutanam.
Hrideshe Arjuna Tishtati.
Hrideshe Arjuna Tishtati.
Brahmaniya Sarva Bhutani.
Brahmaniya Sarva Bhutani.
Yantra Rudhani Mayaya.
Yantra Rudhani.
Now you read the translation.
The Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart, O Arjuna, and is directing the wanderings of all living entities, who are seated as on a machine made of the material energy.
Does this make sense?
Yeah.
So what is the Lord doing? And where is he situated?
In everybody's heart.
Everybody's heart, right? And how, what is he doing? Sorry, not how, what is he doing?
Monitor.
Is directing the wanderings of the living entities, which is, I think, important part here.
Yeah. He's not monitoring. What is he doing?
Directing the wanderings of
Directing.
living.
What do you mean by directing?
What is right for you and what is wrong?
Correct. Directing means giving direction, correct?
Yeah.
That's directing. Because when you don't know what to do, that means you need someone to direct you what to do. Direct means the right direction. Guide means the right direction. How will you go to the right path? How will you go to the correct direction? Unless someone guides you, correct? If you don't know. So this is what this verse is saying, that who guides you, who directs you? It is Krishna.
Krishna.
But are we taking direction from Krishna? Or whom are we taking directions from? Okay, whom we take directions from?
Our mind.
Sensory
Yes.
objects, Indriyan.
Mind, yes. So how does this Indriya and mind function? Senses and the mind, how do they function?
So first, Ichha is the free will is which we have. The soul desires for something after seeing, after eating, or after listening, based on his perception. And once he wants that anubhuti of, or he wants the pleasure of
So
that
one step
particular
back,
thing.
does the soul is involved in this, what in the decision making, in direction?
So no, I don't think so.
Yeah. So where do we start from? As you said, whom we take direction from?
I think our mind.
Okay. And who else? Chitich, you said
Krishna.
senses. No.
Senses. Yeah.
Correct. You said senses, right?
Yeah.
So senses and mind is what you said. So how do we take direction from the senses is the question.
By doing some karma or by acting based on what our senses want.
Okay. So what are our senses? What are those?
Eyes, nose, taste.
Yeah.
Hearing, touch.
So how do we take direction from them?
We remember their likes and dislikes.
Very good. Yes. Correct, Kshitij?
Yeah. Mind always does that what it likes.
So when you have senses, so if we talk about the senses, senses will only taste, hear, and see, will actually experience what is outside, right? Given something to eat or all those. Based on that, we will be taking direction from them, correct? Someone asks me, how's the taste of that place, that thing? I will taste it and say it's bitter or whatever, right? Or if I have tasted it before, say I have tasted Kerala before, I'll say it's bitter. He asks me, how is Rasgulla? Rasgulla is sweet. Based on that, I will give him the guidance, correct? Someone asked me. This is the way we go to the senses to find out direction, correct?
Yep.
Based on the experience. Senses, sensory experience. And what is sensory experience?
The perception or...
Yeah. The sensory experience is not actually real, correct? Because say for example, you say Rasgulla is good because it is sweet. Kerala is not good because it is bitter. Am I correct in saying this? Based on the senses.
They both are good.
Ah,
Mm.
how both are good?
Rasgulla is tasty.
Hmm.
Bitter is good for health.
So now, how does this come to you? What did you do to get to that?
Intelligence.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what is that now? How did you? What did you use? Intelligence, you're saying, but what is exactly did you do? What was that analysis did you do? What was the analysis you performed?
Since you performed. Uh,
He experienced it or anubhuti.
Maybe not. Maybe someone has told him. Correct.
Mm.
Has Karela helped you do some better with your health? Practically?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Truthfully, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
सच्ची बता रहे हो ना?
absolutely.
हाँ, okay, okay.
Mm.
नहीं, मेरे को पता नहीं है. It hasn't done anything good to me as yet.
Mm. We eat
It's
that
not that.
every once in a fortnight. We eat that
No,
vegetable.
what I'm asking is that has that helped you in any way? Because the statement is that Karela is good for health and
Mm.
Rasgulla is tasty, as we are saying it, right?
Yeah.
So these two statements which you are making, are they based on facts or are they based on some knowledge which you have heard from someone?
some knowledge that we have heard from someone.
Correct? Has Karela
Mm.
helped you better your health? If it has, then you can say yes.
Mm.
But if there is no evidence for you, so this is what I'm talking about, this is how you develop our perception or belief.
Mm.
Okay, it is not simply mere knowledge. It also is an experience. That's why it has a validation based on your experience. So Bhagavad Gita also, when you are listening, when you're reading, it has to be implemented. Only then you will be able to experience it and then validate it. Don't take it just the words as they are. Otherwise, you will be just scratching the surface
Mm.
and you'll be answering like a parrot to everyone,
Hmm.
that, okay, why are you reading Bhagavad Gita? Oh, so that we can chant and we can read Bhagavad Gita. We can go back home, back to Godhead. As if that is just next door,
Mhm.
Godhead. इधर से पढ़ के सीधा निकल के हम लोग गॉडेड के पास पहुंच जाएंगे. ऐसा नहीं होता है. Okay. So reading and then repeating it may not help you. So Shastra, when we read, like these very philosophical, deep, and our own, what do you call, so ancient and real time Shastras which we read, scriptures that we read, these are big on understanding only when you experience it. There has to be a level of experience and realization in there. So validation, I'll give the proper definition at some point. So you can validate it based on your understanding and experience it using your intelligence. Then you can say yes. So it has to be depth. There has to be depth. नहीं तो ऐसे ही बोल देते ना, वो हल्का लगता है, बहुत बहुत हल्का हो जाता है. It is not doing justice to the Shastra. Okay, because it has been written, it has been made available to us. So we have to make use of our intelligence to understand it. So how do we actually get that intelligence? Is only when we try to
Implemented.
go to the right place. That is when we try to go to the right source of information or source of direction. And the right source of direction is said in 18.61, that it is none other than Krishna himself, who's seated in the heart, Ishvara. So Ishvara Parama Krishna, Sachitananda Vigraha, Anadiradir Govinda, Sarva Karana Karanam. So
Brahma
this is
Samhita.
Brahma Samhita.
Yep.
So when Bhagavad Gita speaks about Ishwar Sarva Bhutanam, Hrideshe Arjuna Tishtati, so Ishwar is none other than Krishna himself. So that can be related to Brahma Samhita, where Brahma says that Ishvara Parama Krishna, that Parama Ishvara is Krishna. And now when we say Parameshwar is Krishna, then who is Krishna? Krishna in Kali Yuga is none other than his name himself. Kali Kala. So there is a statement in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Kali Kaleya Krishna Nama Rupa Avatar. So in Kali Yuga, the Krishna avatar is the name of Krishna. Are you understanding the logic? We are trying to connect.
Yeah.
Trying to establish our intelligence for receiving the mercy of the Lord. How to establish that? How to try that? By following the second verse, which we touched, 18.61, by going to the Ishvara, because he directs us to the right direction. And to reach the Ishvara and find out who is Ishvara first. Ishvara is Ishvara Parama Krishna. And how to reach Krishna is by addressing his name. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So when we have a difficult situation, what should we try to do? Should try to address Krishna by chanting his names. When we do that, we are actually requesting Krishna to direct us. You don't have to ask any question. You just have to reach Krishna. Because his job is to direct you. Ishwar sarva bhutanam hrideshe arjuna tishtati brahmayena sarva bhutani yantra rudhani mayaya. What is his job? 18.61.
To direct us, to direct all the wanderers
Yeah.
and living entities.
So what is the translation of that verse says exactly, word to word, if you read it?
Oh, the Supreme,
Supreme
Lord,
Lord?
is
Yeah.
situated in everyone's heart, and Arjuna, and he is directing the wanderings of all living entities who are seated on a machine made of material energy.
So that is Ishvara's job.
Yeah.
Correct. Now, how do we get things done by someone? Is either we tell the person to do something if he's doing multiple jobs, but this is Ishvara's job. Ishvara is doing this. So do we have to ask for something? No. Correct. Say for example, you go to a train station and there is a ticket counter and train goes from A to B destination only. Yeah. You just go to the train station and go to the ticket counter and just pay the price, which is, you don't have to, there is nothing else, there is no other station, there is only A to B station. So it is set up like that. I remember there's a place in India where is this, where you go from Nelar to Matheran.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you take a ticket, straight goes to Matheran. There is no questions asked. You just go pay the money. So if the person knows their job, you don't have to do it, just go and stand there. You'll get the work done, right?
Mm.
So this is a clear understanding. It's very simple. It's nothing difficult at all. When we are in a difficult situation, what are we trying to do? Or when we are in a happy situation, good situation, what are we trying to do? Do we go and take a direction? Because even when we are in a good time, we need direction.
Yeah.
Not just in the bad times. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yes?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Tomorrow, suddenly, if you get $100 million, you need direction. If you don't have a direction, what will you do? It's very difficult to manage. Not manage the money, manage our senses, right?
Mm.
बहुत मुश्किल है मैनेज करना अपने आप को. You will not know what you're doing. Yeah. Happens, right?
Yeah,
People
yeah.
with a lot of luxuries or a lot of opulences, they sometimes don't know what they're doing, do things which is wrong for them. It's a very nice video on Baiju's classes, by Gaurang Prabhu. Very recent video. Try to hear that. Explained it very nicely. Explained it very beautifully that at one point that valuation of that company was about 150,000 crores. It was the valuation of the company. At the moment is zero. What went wrong? No direction.
Hmm.
Not in bad, but in good times. You need direction.
Hmm.
नाम्ना मकारि बहुधा निज सर्वशक्ति तत्रार्पित नियमित स्मरणेन कालः एतादृशी तव कृपा भगवान ममापि दुर्दैव मिदृशा मिहाजिन अनुरागः. This is from Shikshashtakam. These are 8 verses on chanting the holy names of the Lord. What it says is that Namna Makari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shakti says that your name, O Krishna, has so much potency that all the energy, all the power has been, it has been injected into your name. Tatrarpita Niyamita Smaranena Kalaha says that there is no time, place, or any certain way. You can chant any time. Thinking about you can be any time. I can do that any time of the day, any time of the night, no problem. There is no niyama. Etadarshi tava kripa bhagwan mamapi. You have put all your mercy, actually, power and all your opulences, all your mercy. Bhagwan mamapi durdevam vidrisha mihajanina anuraga. I am so unfortunate that I don't have the craving to chant your name. I have craving for everything. Craving, पता है craving?
Hmm.
Craving बहुत मस्त ना जगह ये है. तलब बोलते हैं इसको. तलब.
Talab, correct.
ये तलब, it's a very nice word. And it's the very very strange feeling. अचानक होती है ये.
Hmm.
हाँ,
Yes.
कुछ खाने का है अभी. बैठे बैठे यार कुछ पीने का है. ये चैंटिंग के लिए क्यों नहीं आ रहा है? भगवान का नाम लेना है मुझे. भगवान तेरा जाप करना है मुझे. भगवान तेरे बारे में सोचना है मुझे. ऐसा क्यों नहीं आ रहा है मेरे को? ये मेरा अनफॉर्चुनेट हूँ मैं इसके लिए. दिस इज व्हाट द प्रेयर इज.
Hmm.
वो बोलते सबकी तलब लग रही है मुझे, लेकिन तेरे नाम की तलब नहीं लग रही है. क्या करूं मैं, तेरी तलब लग जाए मुझे. एंड दैट मेक्स लिविंग इजी. And that is the meaning of this verse. For one thus satisfied in Krishna consciousness, one thus satisfied in the name of the Lord. जिसको ये तलब लगती है ना, the threefold miseries of material existence exist no longer. उसको कुछ miseries का फर्क नहीं पड़ता. In such satisfied consciousness, one's intelligence, अब उधर से जो बुद्धि निकल के आएगी ना, वो है established बुद्धि.
Hmm.
That is be your real बुद्धि. वो ये बुद्धि नहीं है सुनी सुनाई बातों की. ये बुद्धि नहीं है रसगुल्ले और करेले की एक्सपीरियंस की. वो असली बुद्धि है. And with that intelligence, if you take a decision, it cannot go wrong. Make sense?
Yes.
Yep. Mhm.
प्रसादे सर्व दुखानाम हानिरस्योपजायते प्रसन्न चेतसो ह्याशो बुद्धि परिवतिष्ठते. So that buddhi we should crave for. ये मिलना चाहिए मुझे, ऐसी बुद्धि. Recently, one of my friend, very old friend, 10-15 years old, when he called me, he said, I have a problem. I said, what happened? He explained me the situation. I'll share this with you. I will not name that person, anonymous. Took a loan out on an investment property. And the bank gave him an option over a period of time that you can withdraw from that loan. So he did not open another account to offset that account. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep. Mhm.
So he did not have a savings account. He said, I can withdraw from the investment loan itself. I'll keep on doing that rather than creating a new account. Easier. Bank also said, wonderful, go ahead. पूरा analysis करके वो शुरू किया काम. Over a period of time, he said that why should I pay interest on that? He put all the money inside that investment account so he was withdrawing from that. But the moment he filled that thing up, the loan was completed because you have paid the whole amount. The moment it reaches that point where there is no negative thing in that, that means you have paid the whole loan. Now, what happened was he bought another property, and for that he needed money, so he took out the money from that, and then he bought his property and he started living in that property. And then he went to the tax agent. He said that, oh,
Yeah.
this is my investment property. Now my loan is there, so I need negative gearing. Well, there is no loan.
Mhm.
So he asked me a question. अब मैं क्या करूं? I said, this is a very complex situation you are in.
Yeah.
You should engage a mortgage broker so that he understands. But no. I'm running out of options. I said, okay, the only thing you have is that you chant. Because with unclear situations, the best way is to get yourself clarified in your mind first. And the best way to clarify your mind is mantra. The best mantra is Mahamantra. So you chant and be completely immersed into that and try to take shelter of the lotus feet of the Radharani. You'll get your answers. I was surprised by the question he asked me. He said, are you doing that? I said, yes, I do that so he said, your buddhi is already awakened. Why can't you guide me? I said, but your situation, you have to encourage your buddhi so that it gives you guidance. He said, I can't take a bit of your buddhi and use it for my guidance. Logic hai.
Smart.
Logic hai. Now, the answer to that is 18.61. So I referred him to the same verse. I said, Ishwar is situated in everyone's heart. Try to understand this, very, very, very important. Why it is situated in everyone's heart? नहीं तो एक के हाथ में बैठा होता ना, सब लोग के पास जाने का. सबकी हाथ में क्यों बैठा है वो? ये लॉजिक है. See, this is analysis. ये chapter 2 is about सांख्य. एनालिसिस करके सोचना, जोर डालना है दिमाग पे. अगर ये कृष्ण बोल रहा है कि मैं सबके दिल में बैठा हूं, that means he wants us to reach him. सिंपल सी बात है ना. He wants the soul to reach him. That's why I'm situated in everyone's heart. आप किसी दूसरे का सोल का जो अपने परमेश्वर से बात कर रहा है, ईश्वर से, उसको अप्रोच करोगे तो वो जो तुम्हारे पास ईश्वर है वो क्या करेगा? You get my point?
Yeah.
That means what you are trying to do, वो उसका जो अंदर हार्ट में है उसमें से मेरे को थोड़ा सा चाहिए. जो मेरे पास है उससे मेरे को इंटरेस्ट नहीं है. मैं उसको बोला, तुमको मैं इसका एक एग्जाम्पल देता हूं. एक बार भोले बाबा का भक्त था, एक बहुत अच्छा भक्त था. वो और उसका बाजू वाला नेबर, दोनों साथ में ऐसे रहते थे, लेकिन दोनों का टसन बहुत चलता था एक दूसरे के साथ में, बिकॉज एवरी टाइम इट हैपेंस। वो नेबर गाड़ी लेता था तो उसको जलन होती थी बहुत, यू नो, ऐसा होता है, नेबर से बहुत टसन रहती है, यू नो। ही, आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट बैक इन इंडिया, यहाँ पे तो यू डोंट हैव नेबर्स, सो बहुत jealousy in that. So he got a boon from Lord Shiva. He said that ask what you want, but the thing is that your neighbor will get double of what you get. ये boon मिला उसको. You know what he asked? सिर्फ भगवान मेरी एक आंख निकाल दे. So if you are leveraging on others, that means you don't know what you have. You are just trying to leverage on others. ये भी समझाया मैंने, उसको समझ में आई बात. लास्ट स्टेटमेंट था, इसका मतलब कि चैंटिंग करनी ही पड़ेगी. देयर इज नो अदर वे. मैंने कहा ऐसे मत करना भाई, जब दिल से लगे तब करना. इट इज कॉल्ड बलोत्पादिता, वी हैव डिस्कस्ड अबाउट इट. बल से मत करना कोई काम. डोंट फोर्स योरसेल्फ. वुड यू फोर्स योरसेल्फ टू लव योर पेरेंट्स? वुड यू फोर्स योरसेल्फ टू लव योर किड्स? नेचुरली आता है ना. ये फोर्स कैसा आ गया प्रेम? देयर इज नो फोर्स, because you perceive God like that, you perceive ईश्वर like that, कि इनसे हमको कुछ चाहिए. वो अगर हम अपनों से भी ये नेचर रखेंगे ना तो भी नहीं मिलेगा. प्रेम naturally is the most powerful tool to access Krishna, and we don't understand that. Correct? कैसे समझेंगे? कौन समझता है प्रेम कृष्ण को? एक ही है. या कौन करता है कृष्ण को प्रेम सबसे ज्यादा? वो भी एक ही है. कौन है?
राधा.
राधा रानी.
श्रीमती राधा रानी. That is the reason we should take shelter of Radharani's feet, because she is naturally in love with Krishna. हमें नहीं होता नेचुरली प्यार. यहाँ पे किसी से नहीं हुआ, भगवान से कैसे होगा? हरि बोल. बहुत मुश्किल है प्रेम करना.
This remembers that katha of Gajendra Prabhuji.
हाँ,
Gajendra katha in Bhagavatam, which is there.
श्रीमद् भागवतम.
I almost relate to that, where he's in a difficult situation with the crocodile catching his feet, and he's thinking that he was doing Jalakrida in the Sarovar, and crocodile caught his leg, and then he got to know, but he was thinking his friends are there, wives are there, children are there, and probably his friends will help or wife will help to get him out of that situation. And that yuddha, as I know, it went on for 1,000 years. It went on and on, the crocodile and Gajendra. But after a certain point of time, his friends got to know now he's not going to survive, and they start moving away. Then he starts crying that, oh God, my friends are now. His actual senses open up that the friends for whom I have done everything, I've lived my life and helped them in all possible ways, are not ready to help me, and they're going away.
Hmm.
Then post that he thinks, no, okay, let me wait and see. My wives will help me, or my kids will help me at least to some
Hmm.
extent. But after some time, the kids and wife also start uh, going away from the Sarovar,
Hmm.
and he is the only one left there, waiting. And that time, then he thinks about Lord Krishna
Hmm.
and Narayan, as it is said in Hindi. Then when he just gives one big shout to Hey Narayan, and at the instant moment, till he says that word, Lord comes from Vaikuntha. And while coming, Lakshmi Devi asks him, where are you going? At that time, my devotee is in trouble. I need to go. So immediately he comes in front of Gajendra, and then he realizes that the people whom I am attached to, whom I thought are mine, nobody were able to help me. But just on calling one time, Narayan has came to
With
help
love.
me
Yeah,
with love,
with the cry. Yes.
with one single cry,
And
which
what
was
did the Lord do after coming?
yeah. After that, the first thing he killed the asur, which was crocodile first,
Yeah.
and then he saved Gajendra.
Yeah.
So the learning here is असुर का उद्धार पहले होता है
Hmm.
और उसके बाद फिर भक्त का होता है.
Hmm. You know why?
Feeling.
क्यों होता है असुर का उद्धार पहले और भक्त का उद्धार क्यों हुआ बाद में?
Because now in this case, the bhakt was entangled by the
Yeah.
asur.
Yeah.
They come to
Okay.
teach you a lesson.
Huh?
They come
What?
to teach you a lesson.
What is that lesson?
Hare Krishna.
That if you go
No.
wrong,
Huh?
then God will come to kill you.
No, no,
If
I
you go wrong.
understand. उद्धार तो जब भगवान किसी को मारते हैं तो उसका उद्धार हो जाता है क्योंकि भगवान ने मारा
Hmm.
है. तो उसका उद्धार हो जाएगा. तो ये क्रोकोडाइल और एलिफेंट का झगड़ा था.
Hmm.
क्रोकोडाइल ने एलिफेंट का पैर पकड़ा था और उसको खींच के अंदर खींचता जा रहा था उसको पानी में.
Hmm.
तो गजेंद्र ने सब ट्राई किया, फिर आखिरी में भगवान को पुकारा,
Hmm.
प्यार से दिल से पुकारा पूरे. तो भगवान आ गए उसको बचाने और सीधा आते ही सबसे पहले क्रोकोडाइल को मार दिया और उसका उद्धार हो गया. तो क्रोकोडाइल का उद्धार पहले क्यों हुआ, ये प्रश्न है.
Hmm. Yeah, there is a reason for that also.
उसमें भगवान बताते हैं गजेंद्र को कि जो मेरे भक्तों के चरणों में है उसको पहले मैं उद्धार करूंगा.
Right, correct. Yep.
क्योंकि हम डायरेक्ट नहीं पहुंच सकते कृष्ण के पास, उसके भक्त के चरण में जाना पड़ेगा तो उद्धार होगा. इसीलिए राधा रानी के चरण है. I do understand this is a big deep science.
Yeah. Yep.
We cannot access directly Krishna. The root is the lotus feet of Radharani. इसीलिए उसका उद्धार पहले जो मेरे भक्त के चरणों में है, भले ही असुर क्यों ना हो. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
You are safe in the lotus feet of Radharani. इसीलिए when I share these things with anyone, I tell them one simple thing. Chant the name of Hare Krishna. Chant Mahamantra. But be in the thoughts of the lotus feet of Radharani. रूट वही है. ठीक है? Okay.
Yep.
2.66.
Because during Christmas holidays, Prabhuji, I went through the Bhagavatam series from
Very nice.
Swami Mukundananda. I
Very
liked
nice.
it so much. I did in Hindi. I'm doing Marathi
Yeah.
now with some other.
Very nice. Very nice. We will read Bhagavatam also. But yeah, let's
first, yeah,
let's read through the Bhagavad Gita also.
yeah,
It's taking some time. Hari bol.
yeah.
Okay, 2.66. Nasti buddhir ayuktasya न चायुक्तस्य भावना न चाभावयतः शांतिर अशांतस्य कुतः सुखम. Now, this is about Shanti. This verse is so beautiful. 2.66. Both of them. 2.65 was about. अब इसके पहले वाला किसके लिए था वो?
For the
करेक्ट.
prasade sir,
प्रसाद. प्रसाद हम बोलते हैं ना, प्रसाद प्रसाद. प्रसाद क्या होता है? तो जब भी वो
mercy of Lord.
लगे ना कि प्रसाद क्या है, that is 2.65.
Mhm.
Prasad is actually the mercy of the Lord in the form of intelligence, the direction he gives you. That is the mercy of the Lord. Okay. 2.66. What is it about? It is about Shanti. Peace. See, we are after these things, right? प्रसाद चाहिए, कैसे भी तरह से मिल जाए. शांति चाहिए, कैसे भी मिल जाए. ये सब चीजें हमको चाहिए होती. करेक्ट. गुड और बैड सिचुएशन दोनों में इसकी आवश्यकता है, शांति की. So this is about Shanti. One who is not connected with the Supreme. So you see, Bhagavad Gita is all about this. Krishna will speak about something and then he will negate it on the next verse. He will say something and then he'll say, agar ye nahi karte ho to ye.
Mhm.
So
Pros
first
and
he said,
cons.
yeah. So first he speaks about if someone is situated in Krishna consciousness. Thoughts about Srimati Radharani. Thoughts about the Lord. Next one who is not connected with the Supreme can have neither transcendental intelligence. इंटेलिजेंस नहीं होगा उसके पास, अनफॉर्चुनेटली. एंड कौन सा इंटेलिजेंस है ये? ट्रांसेंडेंटल इंटेलिजेंस.
Transcendental.
ट्रांसेंडेंटल समझते हो क्या है? व्हाट इज ट्रांसेंडेंटल?
Which is coming from the Supreme.
Okay, trance is not physical. Trance is metaphysical. Metaphysical नाम सुना है कभी?
Antarbuddhi.
So metaphysics is beyond the material.
Yeah. Mhm.
ये उससे above है. क्योंकि हम लोग जो सोचते हैं ना, generally, if you think about things ना, they are all related to matter. कोई भी चीज हम लोग, जैसे कोई भी सोल्यूशन ढूंढते हैं ना हम लोग, इट इज अ मटीरियल सोल्यूशन, मैटर के रिलेटेड होता है वो. जैसे पैसे चाहिए, घर चाहिए, किसी की हेल्थ चाहिए, बॉडी चाहिए, ऑल दीज थिंग्स आर रिलेटेड टू मैटर. मेक सेंस क्या बोल रहा हूं मैं?
Yeah.
हम लोग सोल्यूशन जो ढूंढते हैं ना, वो मैटर में ढूंढते हैं सोल्यूशन. और इंटेलिजेंस जो हम लोग सोचते हैं बुद्धि है, इट इज मटीरियल इंटेलिजेंस. दैट मीन्स वी ट्राई टू सॉल्व द प्रॉब्लम विथ मैटर. जैसे कोई प्रॉब्लम है, पैसे से सॉल्व हो जाएगा. हेल्थ का प्रॉब्लम है, वो भी पैसे से सॉल्व हो जाएगा. डॉक्टर बुला लेंगे, ये होगा, वो होगा, बहुत सारी चीजें. हॉस्पिटल अच्छा होगा, ये मिल जाएगा तो सॉल्व हो जाएगा. बट दैट इज नॉट अ सॉल्यूशन. Matter cannot solve matter problems. You could see that just 2 years back, couple of years back, 2-3 years ago, when we had the situation of this big pandemic. People had money. पैसा था उनके पास, बहुत ज्यादा पैसा, लेकिन बचा नहीं पाए लोगों को. Yes or no?
Yeah. True.
So sometimes material problems may not have material answers. तो क्या करोगे? That's why you need a higher intelligence. So if you want to fix something, you have to go one step above that and see it. ऐसे खड़े होके दिख नहीं रही है प्रॉब्लम, लेकिन अगर ऊपर जाके देखेंगे तो वो प्रॉब्लम पता पड़ेगी कहाँ पे प्रॉब्लम है. I mean, you are going one above up to visualize it properly. Correct?
Yes.
Different layer पे जाके सोचते हैं हम लोग उसको. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yes?
Yes.
Yeah. Sometimes we have to go lower the layer to understand. So we don't know what level we are going to understand the problem, but not at the same level sometimes. So we have to go higher, above, different level, and that is called trans. It's the layer above or beyond material. That's called transcendental. So if you want to have the transcendental intelligence, then it is the root. So person not situated, not connected with the Supreme can neither have transcendental intelligence nor a steady mind. Steady mind बहुत जरूरी है.
Guruji, what is steady mind?
So for example, simple सा example लेता हूँ. काम कर रहा हूँ कुछ, काम पूरा करने से पहले मेरे दिमाग में कुछ, अरे ये भी है, अरे वो भी है, अरे ये भी है. That's called unstable mind. Fickle mind is different. For example, you decided on something. लेकिन यार, I should have gone for this. I should have taken this. I should have taken this. Analysis is different than fickle mindedness. Analysis uses intelligence. ये सही है, ये गलत है, ये सही है, गलत है. Makes a thing. Once you conclude everything, something. Fickle minded, यार ये भी देखूं, यार ये भी देखता हूं, वो भी देखता हूं, भी देखता हूं. I'll see everything. Not analyzing, but just on the likes, you are trying to move away from one place to the other. Because it is not based on the transcendental intelligence. Because it is not based on a proper analysis. That's why it is fickle. And why it is fickle? Is because it is not connected to the Supreme. Abhi, question is, what is being connected to Supreme, what not being connected to Supreme? Correct? Correct? How do we know we are connected to the Supreme?
Yeah.
कभी भी कोई चीज हो रही है तुम्हारे साथ, अच्छी या बुरी या शांत बैठे हो, तुम्हारे मन में क्या आता? That's what you are connected to. एक भी हो सकती है, दो भी चीजें हो सकती हैं, 10 भी हो सकती हैं. But that is something you go to all the time, and that is called the satisfying object. Satisfying object पता है क्या होता है? हर किसी का होता है, और वो उसी को ही पता होता है जिसका होता है. मुझे नहीं पता कि तुम्हारा satisfying object क्या है, मेरे को पता है मेरा satisfying object क्या है. तुमको पता होगा तुम्हारा satisfying, और वो satisfying object हम किसी को भी नहीं बता सकते, अनफॉर्चुनेटली. ऐसी चीज है वो, बता भी नहीं सकते किसी को. क्लोजेस्ट से क्लोजेस्ट लोग को नहीं बता सकते, हमको पता रहता है. लेकिन it is something we go to every time when we are in a bad or good situation. वही चीज करते हैं हम लोग. कई लोग खाते हैं, कई लोग पीते हैं, कई लोग कुछ करते हैं, कई लोग कुछ करते हैं, कई लोग संभोग करते हैं, कई लोग गैम्बलिंग करते हैं. These are bad. कई लोग भगवान का जाप करते हैं. But satisfying object you have to be there. What is satisfying object? It makes you relieve from the pain you receive. वो आपको हटा देता है उस सिचुएशन से थोड़ी देर के लिए, and gives you peace. Is it making sense? क्या बोल रहा हूं मैं? Yes or no?
Yes.
वो तुमको ही पता है तुम्हारा सेटिस्फाइंग ऑब्जेक्ट क्या है। हमको लगता है कि वो पीस दे रहा है हमको, लेकिन वो पीस नहीं देता है। टेम्पररी रिलीफ देता है वो। टेम्पररी रिलीफ और पीस में फर्क है। ओके, टेम्पररी रिलीफ मतलब पैनाडॉल।
Yeah, and tasting.
पीस मतलब इम्यून होके तुम्हारी बॉडी ने फाइट किया और रिलैक्सेशन हो गया, उसके बाद में बॉडी एकदम ठीक हो गई। दैट इज परफेक्ट पीस, दैट्स नॉट टेम्पररी रिलीफ। So, person who's not connected with the Supreme can neither have transcendental intelligence nor a steady mind, and without which there is no possibility of peace. Shanti nahi milegi. So, if you want peace, the connection, the satisfying object has to be the lotus feet of Radharani, the names of Krishna. And how can there be any happiness without peace? There is no sukha. So, sukha means पूरा relief हो गया body से. Panadol is not sukha. Panadol is pain relief. Correct? बराबर ना? But what we think, this pain relief is sukha. That is called Maya. Maya means that which is not. हमको लगता है यही सुख है, लेकिन ये नहीं है. माया, that which is not. इसका माया का मतलब यही है. Pain relief is not peace. That is Maya.
Yeah.
But we think pain relief is peace. ये ही हम लोग का माया है. दिमाग में हमको यही अच्छा लगता है. That's what we live with. That's why people say we are in Maya. कि हमको लगता है कि पेन रिलीफ इज हैप्पीनेस. पहले जमाने में राजा लोग ना किसी से सच उगलवाने के लिए ये तरीका था एक, डुबकी लगाने नदी में. सो दे विल गो एंड देन पुट द कल्प्रिट इन द वाटर, his head in the water, ask him the questions, and they'll take him out for some time. As soon as they think that he's about to collapse, he'll take him out. उसे निकलेगा 2-3 सेकंड, क्वेश्चन आंसर नहीं, वापस अंदर. तो जो वो क्षण के लिए हमको जो खुशी मिलती है ना, दैट इज व्हाट वी थिंक इज हैप्पीनेस. ये कंपेयर करते. चला प्रभुपाद एग्जाम्पल दिया है कि हमको लगता है वो 2-3 सेकंड जो बाहर निकला ना, सांस मिला, दैट इज हैप्पीनेस. इसके लिए when you see when we in this world, suddenly we get something, बहुत खुश हो जाते हैं हम. फिर चला जाए दुखी हो जाते हैं, फिर कुछ आ जाता है तो फिर खुश हो जाते हैं. एंड वी थिंक अरे अभी अभी छुट्टी हो, थोड़ी देर के बाद वापस सब चला गया और यार वापस गड़बड़ हो गया. दिस इज व्हाट इज हैपनिंग. तो हमारी हालत वही कल्प्रिट की ऐसी है. वो थोड़ा डुबकी लगाते हैं, पेन होता है, वापस बाहर निकलते हैं, अच्छा मजा आया, वापस अंदर. दिस इज व्हाट इज हैपनिंग. रीजन क्या है? व्हाट इज द रीजन? वी आर नॉट कनेक्टेड टू कृष्ण. सैटिस्फाइंग ऑब्जेक्ट कृष्ण नहीं है. ओके, क्वाइट इन डेप्थ वर्सेस है. So this is the
good example with Panadol, Prabhuji. Temporary relief.
so
Yeah.
so this is 2.66. 2.65 is prasad. 2.66 is peace and happiness. शांति नहीं तो सुख नहीं. हम लोग प्रेयर करते हैं ना सुख शांति के लिए किसी की. सत्यनारायण की पूजा क्या है, क्यों करते हैं? सुख शांति के लिए, बराबर. समृद्धि, सुख शांति, इसके लिए पूजा करते हैं हम लोग ये. लेकिन ये भगवत गीता बताती है कैसे मिलेगी तुम्हें सुख और शांति. तुम्हारा सेटिस्फाइंग ऑब्जेक्ट क्या है, उसके ऊपर मिलेगी तुम्हें. अगर वो ईश्वर है तो तुम्हें शांति भी मिलेगी, और बिना शांति के सुख नहीं. ठीक है? So we'll end our discussion here. Any questions? So we'll continue with 2.67 next time. But yeah, any questions or comments?
Kalpesh, can we stop the recording?